doors are starting to open up and opportunities are starting to open up.
Absolutely.
But the one word that I would describe myself is fucking exhausted. Exhausted.
I know, man. My dude, I talked to him yesterday. This guy was like, my body is broken.
What is going on, everyone? You are listening to The Summit, State of Mind, the podcast of Dream Shakes and Step Backs, and everything Houston Rockets, presented to you by the Apollo Podcast Network. I am your host, your Commissioner Kenny, and of course, with me as always is my brother, my tag team partner, the GM, Justin. GM, we are in studios right now with our media company. What's good?
That we are, and we are just excited to present this episode. This episode is about to be just fucking amazing. That's I don't even know what else to say. We're just very excited. It's gonna be a great one, Ken. Right?
Yeah. No, it's gonna be very exciting stuff. We are very excited to bring this episode to you. It's been not a long time coming, but it's been a minute because we've known him since like May.
We spoke it into the universe.
We kind of did.
No, we did.
We told I wouldn't just speak it into the universe. I demanded it from the universe.
Manifestations is real,
and the universe delivered like tenfold, which is incredible. I'm so glad. I'm so thankful, and I'm so humbled that we were able to bring this guest back. So I'm excited to bring him on. So let's go ahead and intro him one time right now. So I told y'all, right before all of this started that, this was not going to be just a prediction. This was going to be a spoiler. So I'm very proud that I was able to bring this out into full force. He is the H-Town champ, but now and forever will be known as the inaugural OBL Champion of the World, John Jordan, back at the Summit. John, let's go.
One-on-one player in the world. Y'all see this? I got the belt with me back in Houston. I told y'all we're gonna bring it back.
There you go.
Keep it draped over the shoulder. That's how you do it. Now you just gotta have it on your lap or wear it however.
Let's go.
Man. So I know, man. We're so happy to see you, man. We're happy to get you back here. We're happy to get you back on the pod.
Man, I'm excited to be here, man. I'm back like I never left.
I know. Even though we did it remotely. Well, you weren't. What were you? You were in
Wisconsin.
I was in
Wisconsin.
Yeah, I was in Wisconsin.
That's right. Where were you in Wisconsin, by the way?
I was actually in Wausau, Wisconsin. I was with my lady out there just chilling and vibing and doing my thing.
Sounds peaceful, bro.
Super peaceful.
My dude posting cups of coffee every morning. I look forward to it on the stories. My dude's always like, the first coffee of the day. I'm like, my dude's at peace.
Man, super peace, man. One thing about me, when I don't get my coffee, it's not gonna be a good day.
Oh,
it's not gonna be a good day.
Trust me.
Facts.
Am I the only one that's like that?
No, hell no. I'm the same way. I'm like, bro, don't talk to me until I get.
For real.
Don't talk to me until I get my coffee.
For real.
Absolutely. Well, we made a promise. We made a promise to John, and I'm letting the guests know. And if y'all didn't already know, check out episode 99, which we've discussed. We had him on. And we promised John. I can't remember if we did it on air or off air, but we promised John that if he came back with the championship and $250K in his pocket, we had to celebrate properly. So the GM brought a little some special.
You already know.
I got for me.
I think he's gonna pop it live. He's gonna pop it live in front of the camera. He's gonna get it for everybody.
Man, y'all should have told me. I would have brought the goggles for the whole team. There we go.
Let's go. Congrats, my guy.
Man, congratulations to our boy John Jordan. This is for him, the OBL champion. If you didn't know, now you know.
Appreciate y'all. Y'all.
We seriously, it was just such an experience kind of getting to see it, man. Like, and getting to watch it live, which we're gonna obviously talk about later. But man, dude, just getting to kind of see it in the whole tournament, which was funny because day one, which was Friday. Day one was Friday, right? Mm-hmm. Day one was Friday. We were doing some media for a pop culture event that was taking place at George R. Brown. Mm-hmm. So while we were doing that, literally we're watching the shows happen. But as that's happening, I literally just I'm having your games on. So really? We're watching these, there was a wrestling event, so we're watching wrestling. And then I literally just have you on right here. And then every time you come on, I'm like, yo, I was like, Justin, John's about to compete, bro. We gotta watch. Anyways, well, first of all, let's do a proper toast. That's gotta be done. We can't do the interview properly without the toast. Garrett, get in here. We got our producer in here.
Come on, G-man.
Let's go.
The good old Texas way. Don't forget to slap your cups. Cheers. Let's go. There we go. I feel good now.
That was awesome. I'm very, very happy that we got to do that.
Man, we got to celebrate only as only a champion would. You know,
you already
got to get it done.
Bro. Absolutely, man. So, how's everything been, man? So it's been about a week and a half.
Yeah.
Since you had won, you've been crowned the champion. How's everything been? since you won. I'm sure it must have been a whirlwind, right? I'm sure you've been having to do a bunch of different things. And I heard a rumor that you competed the following weekend. What in the world? John, just don't stop the grind. God damn.
Man, the damn grind does not stop. First and foremost, it's just been crazy. First off, shout out to all my supporters, my family, my friends, everybody that tuned in and watched. I couldn't have done it without everybody. Shout out to you guys, man. Y'all manifested this thing. Y'all helped me see this thing through. We put it in the air. We got together and we said we were going to do. We got it done. But like I said, man, it's been crazy. All the support messages and, doors are starting to open up and opportunities are starting to open up.
Absolutely.
But the one word that I would describe myself is fucking exhausted. Exhausted.
I know, man. My dude, I talked to him yesterday. This guy was like, my body is broken.
Man, it's been, like I said, it's just been crazy. And but you know what? It's not easy to go and win a quarter ticket in one sitting. That shit doesn't happen often.
Nope.
So it's good though. I feel good. I'm glad I'm here and I'm shooting. I feel great.
Yeah, well, I mean, as you should, as you should. They got a quarter mil in the pocket right now. Man. It's literally just in the bank. So, you got the 250K. So, I'm sure this is the basic question that you're always going to get. So what's the first thing? What's the first purchase? Well, what's the first thing you did with that?
The first purchase, the first thing I did, and I hope everybody doesn't be mad at me, but I promised the OBL crew that I would take them out in Vegas when I won it. And I made it happen.
No,
that is
stop.
the dopest thing.
No, you did not.
Shout out to Hard and Hustle Productions. Shout out to my man Rashad Floyd. Shout out to Loud Boy, man. I took those people out, and I shout out to my boy Charles Barnes, man. I took. It was a group of us, about 10 to 12 people. Shout out to Dreas for showing us a great time.
I like that.
I made a promise. One thing about me, I stand on my promises. I told those guys weeks in advance, man, I was going to take them out when I won. So, I made it happen, and we had a great time, man. Shout out to Las Vegas for showing us a great time.
I mean, you absolutely did it in Vegas too. That's what my thought process was. I was like, yeah, you just won in Vegas. Come on, bro, you gotta enjoy yourself a little bit. It's Vegas.
It's only right?
Yeah, so
that was a good time, and just my way of appreciation was my first purchase for sure.
There you go, man. That's some genuine kindness from our boy. He could have been like, I'm gonna go buy a car,
right?
You know what? But nah, he took out the people that were taking care of him as time went on, and
for sure.
That's just, hey, man, my dude's grateful for the opportunity,
1000%.
and you see it
1000%.
all the time. That's some humility right there, bro. Love it.
I mean, he doesn't need to buy a car first. He could buy a car second, right?
Touche.
He could buy a car second. But I think that just goes to show the type of person that you are. And we've just gotten, when you had come on, was it maybe a month and a half ago or 2 months ago, it was very the reviews were very positive. A lot of people could tell you were someone that a lot of people were rooting for. They told me oh, I'm going to check out OBL because of this guy.
Right.
Definitely he's representing H-Town. This is the right guy. And people that knew you, so I can appreciate that. And so with that said, I want to move forward. Obviously, I want to talk about obviously how day one was in Vegas, because I'm gonna give you I'm gonna paint you a little word picture right now, John, of how it was for us.
Okay.
Because we we told you off air that we weren't nervous, but we were very, and myself and Jim can believe, because we would text each other, because when obviously we'd be in different places. The eve before, we were literally saying, yo, man, I'm very emotionally invested in this. We need our boy to win. And it's so funny because when you think about it, shout out to our Rockets podcast, by the way. So, the Rockets, they're not competing for nothing.
Right.
So literally, but by the time we got to day 2, in the second to last game, I'm texting Justin and I'm like, dude, why do I feel just as nervous now as when the Rockets competed against the Warriors in 2018 to make the finals? Why am I shaking? Why am I so nervous now? Dude, it was legit an emotional investment from us as well, because we really believed you were more than capable of not just competing for that $250K, but we really believed that you could win it. So when we knew that, we were literally right there. So when we were right at the lip of the cup, I was like, bro, man, we should hold off until we get to that day of. But day one, though, let's paint us a word picture. What was it like going into by getting into Vegas? I think you flew in. Was it Wednesday?
Wednesday. Absolutely.
So kind of give us that storyline, from when Wednesday, and then kind of how day one ended up going. You played 1 or 2?
One game.
You played one game, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So
I mean, like you guys noted. I mean, leading. I'll back up for a second. Everybody asked me, John, how did you feel? How were you nervous? And to be completely honest with you guys, I was more nervous weeks out prior to the event than, actually leading up and actually getting to Vegas. It's weird, what I mean? But when the time became closer and closer for me to pull up to Vegas and perform, I became less nervous, because at this point, it's just shit, I already put the work in. What I mean? Now it's just time to go and execute. You know what I mean?
That's true. There you go.
Like I said, when the time came and I actually pulled up to Vegas, and when the clock was ticking, I became more and more confident, and I really felt like I was becoming more stronger. It's the most weird and most awkward feeling. Most people will be getting more nervous as the time comes, but it was opposite for me, because like I said, I knew I outworked everybody in the competition. I invested emotionally, financially, spiritually, more than anybody, and I just knew it in my soul. And in my spirit. So, I mean, when you invest so much in your game, your craft, and your spirit, I mean, who can defeat you? You can only defeat yourself. So,
absolutely.
Like I said, I pulled up to Vegas Wednesday, and it was so funny because, going backwards again, when I was traveling with the OBL to the cities, I was traveling with the competition. A month in advance. We were all buddy.
Yeah. That's right. I remember seeing those videos, to Chicago, to New York, to LA. I was like, man,
every time there's John,
off.
He goes to Chicago. There's John. Goes to New York. There's John. God dang.
Yeah. And like I said, the competition was there as well. So we were all buddy. But it was so funny and it was so awkward, because when we all pulled up to Vegas, you can just feel the tension.
Wow.
Literally.
Oh, yeah. I would imagine.
Literally. And it felt like the whole setup and how everything was formatted, it felt like a big boxing match. There's tension between the players. We're no longer, what's up, bro? How you been? It's we're low key now. We're walking past each other, not saying anything. So there's definitely a lot of tension. But like I said, I knew I had the one up just because of the work I put in. But like I said, going back Wednesday, it was cool. We did a lot of media stuff. Did a mini press run. We didn't get a chance to see the arena until the first day, which was the first day of competition, which was Friday.
Yo, man, that arena setup was legit.
Oh my gosh, man!
That was legit.
Shout out OBL. Shout out to everybody that made that possible. Heart and Hustle Productions. They put on an absolutely phenomenal display for the crowd. But I mean, Wednesday, Thursday was pretty much media, chill, relax. I got into my routine. I started reading my books. I treated it like a real professional game.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Love to hear it. The preparation is always, that's a serious thing. It's not a joke.
Absolutely. Because, I mean, if you start trying to prepare an hour before competition, it's too late. Somebody's going to be working harder and preparing a little bit more. And so, by the time Friday came, I was ready. I was confident. I could tell. I'm looking at the competition. I could tell guys were really, really nervous. I'm talking about, this is a big deal. Like the arena, like the spotlight. There's like in the difference between this and a professional game. Professional game, the arena is like there's the regular lights of an arena are just drooping down.
Yes.
This is a legit spotlight. The audience was blacked out. You know what I mean?
I saw they got the Staples Center's look. You know what I'm saying? It was like that. It was kind of like where the crowd is blacked out. It had literally that bright spotlight down the middle. Like the cinematics were amazing. Like every time they announced y'all,
absolutely,
whoever would come up, they'd have that little smoke show coming through, and I was like, bro, what is happening? Like from Houston to that. That was amazing, dude.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I mean, it was just an amazing setup, and you know, like when Friday came, I was very, very confident. Guys were nervous. I could tell. I mean, because this is like a big stage, it's a big deal.
Of course,
you got like basketball players. Paul Pierce is walking in, J.R. Smith, like guys of that magnitude are walking in, and you got to play 1-on-1 on an island in front of everybody. So all the shit you were talking previously. Like now it's time to you got to back it up.
Yeah, so, exactly. I love it. I love it.
But like I said, my approach, I was very confident going into it. I wasn't really that nervous, and you know, I felt good, really.
Dude, I'm like you're talking about it, and it's like you're really gonna describe like you're really this is gonna test yourself as a man. Like, let's see how much of a man you really are now, because a lot of people can do that smack talk, like and in particular, like what I found super cool about all of this was that the fact that the final two that were involved were G Leaguers,
right?
Professional basketball players.
Right, yep.
Like not YouTube sensations.
Right.
And I'm not downplaying YouTube sensations by any means. You got to get your hustle in some way, right? You can create your characters. Like I appreciate it, I respect it. But at the end of the day, it really took, skill. Like legit skill, and someone that really dedicated themselves to the craft, like you said, to be able to do that. So you walk us into game one now. So or day one, and then you go into your first game. Like you had the bye going into that time, right? Yeah. So you got to see, obviously, the first. Who's the? Gosh, I don't remember the player off the top of my head.
The Trey Ball Assassin. That's his name. I know. I like a lot of these guys' names by their Instagram. I think his name is like Dante. I don't want to say the wrong. Maybe Dante Wright, but Trey Ball Assassin.
Trey Ball Assassin. Okay, yeah. That's right. So walk us through that. Like, I remember too, because we had the game on. Like I said, we were watching.
Yeah, we were at Comic Palooza.
Yeah, we were at Comic Palooza.
I was like, we were like in front, like front row wrestling. It's like, oh, is John on?
So then I had to tell him, I was like, hey, John's on. Like, we gotta watch now. So we're watching, and I'm not sweating. Like, but each time you hit a bucket, we're like, let's go. Like we were hyped. Yeah. But like I wasn't really sweating, and I saw the player like that played prior, and I was like, I'm not really sweating. I feel like John's got it
for sure.
And you handle business. Now, granted, like, I mean, obviously it wasn't, it's never picture perfect,
right?
But like, what was your mindset kind of going into that game? You must have studied, Trey Ball Assassin, obviously.
The funny thing about that is, guys, I really, so the one city I didn't go to was DC, and he's from DC. Mm-hmm. So the only people I was kind of like iffy about was the DC guys, because I hadn't seen them play.
And sure enough, you had to face them first.
Sure enough. First off, let me rewind for a sec. Shout out to my boy Myron Taylor. He's a guy. He's a third place winner from Houston. Today's his birthday.
Hey,
so, my boy,
happy birthday!
You took happy birthday, Myron Taylor, man. You took a tough L, but I brought it back for both of us. Trey Ball,
I like that.
The Trey Ball Assassin beat Myron Taylor in the game that pitted him against me. Obviously, I was sat there and I watched him. And shout out to Trey Ball. I mean, he's a pretty tough competitor. One thing about me, I'm always used to being the smallest guy on the court.
Yes.
He's a little bit shorter than me.
Yes.
So it made it a little bit difficult for me to like kind of like maneuver and navigate and kind of like keep him in front a little bit. But he was a tough competitor, very shifty, very crafty. Obviously, he got the job done in his first game, but I used my experience and my length. I got really long arms, and like everything I watched, and I was just putting in my mind that I needed to do this, and just execute. And so, like I said, he was a tough competitor, got it done, and I was just one game at a time. Like you said, it's never gonna be pretty.
It never is.
My first game, to be honest, wasn't pretty, and I'll take you guys back another step. The first game was actually, from a physical standpoint, probably my toughest. Actually, maybe my second toughest, obviously, other than the last game. But we literally arrived at the arena Friday right around noon. The competition, it did not start until 6 p.m. Vegas time, which is 8 p.m. our time here in Houston.
Yep.
People didn't realize that, and I honestly didn't realize that until I started thinking about it. Like I said, we arrive at the arena at noon, and there's all this anticipation building up. We're just sitting there watching everything get, finalized, decorated. So I'm like literally sitting in the arena for 6-7 hours before I even get a sweat going. So like, you know what I mean? Like I said, this game was probably the most physically challenging. I don't know if you guys could tell. Like I was like winded, like, in that game. And I would imagine it's only due to I was just sitting there. I only ate once. That day I usually eat twice before I play. Yeah. So it was a tough game.
But that's the thing, like you're not used to like that setup. You know what I mean? Like that was day one, and you have to wait 6 or 7 hours, and to a lesser man can fold. Yeah. But not you.
For sure.
Not you, absolutely. And I definitely tell you were a little gassed, but like I think I did think first thing I thought about though, I was like, John must have had to sit and wait for like an X amount of time. I did not imagine how that must have felt for you. So to be able to kind of fight on and though I think the thought process always should just be like, all right, we'll get past this game and let's get to day 2.
For sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
there you go. Because I mean, at least you only had to play one.
Absolutely.
Everyone else had to play 2. Was it you and Glenn Rice Jr. that had to play? That got the bye.
It was 4 of us. The top.
Oh, okay.
Top 4 seeds. Yeah. Leaky Roof, Mario from Chicago, Glenn Rice Jr. and myself.
Man, see, at least y'all had it good. You were good for day 1.
Yeah.
Day 2 was just a whole other level.
It's a
bro.
whole nother.
It's
a whole big deal. But like, it's funny. It's kind of like a gift and a curse because like, it's almost like you want to get that first game out the way as quickly as you can. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Trey Ball had already had a game under. When he won, I could see it. He was very confident. Like, okay.
He's feeling himself,
Feeling himself big time. I got my first win out the way. Now he's talking to, his fellow DC guys and all the guys from East Coast. And like I must admit, like those guys showed up and showed out on the sideline.
Oh,
it was crazy.
That's pretty dope. I gotta admit that
support is real, man. That's something that's extremely underrated.
Absolutely,
100%.
So, it was good though. Like he was confident, but I went in there and I did what I had to do, and I got him whacked.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When you do that, it's like, hey, it's not personal. It's just business. It's just business, man. That's all it is.
I love Trey Ball Assassin, man. I duke it out with him, but it's business.
Yeah, it's not personal. So you get done with day 1. Now, look, when we going into day 2 now, it was, I can already tell by the way that the games are being played, like, and you can walk us through that. But like from first glance, at least, before talking about obviously the championship round, was just it was a grind. That's the first thing I thought about. Like I was like. And then the first thing I thought about as well was like, yo, man, John needs to like start like seeing if he can get like foul calls. For sure. And then like right on cue, I'm like, oh, see, John already knows. He knows the game. He doesn't even need me to contact him. He knows the game plan. What was the game plan going into day 2? Was I exactly right in that sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for me, and you guys will see it probably in the spoiler alert, the Showtime documentary. They have a lot of behind the scenes. I reference chopping wood, like, and I say that and I mean that because it's like, if you guys know a little bit about chopping wood, it's literally a grind. You're not going to hit a home run. You're not going to chop a tree down the first time you hit. Yep. You might have to keep chopping. You might have to chop 100 times before it falls down.
Absolutely.
I reference that a lot in the behind the scenes of the doc that's coming out. Spoiler alert.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
I heard it first.
Coming out live.
But yeah, like I said, like I mean, I just wanted to chop wood one possession at a time. I had the mindset, whatever it took to win, I was gonna win it. And it's crazy because when I was competing in Houston, I really didn't shoot. I don't remember shooting a lot of free throws. I would just quick two, quick two.
I remember seeing that
real quick, and we're out. But like obviously these are the better competitors. So I had to use every trick in the bag. And like you said, I was getting to the line a lot. I mean, why not use if they're gonna foul me?
They can't stay in front of you.
Absolutely.
What I'd noticed is like everyone that you played against in the second day, they could not guard you.
Right.
And you would get past them with ease.
Right.
I mean, and even when you were tired, bro, I would see it. I'm like, this guy, John's thinking, he's like, I should go. Let me find my spot.
For sure.
Yeah, bro.
Absolutely. And a funny stat, I don't know if, sorry, Sammy, but I don't know if I don't know if I'm supposed to say this. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this on air, but I'll say it anyways because this is the summit, y'all. Y'all
I appreciate the love. I appreciate the love.
But she called me yesterday. She was like, I got a funny stat for you. you were by far the most fouled guy in the OBL finals. Like literally, I probably had twice as many fouls called against me than the second most competitor. But like
100%.
those motherfuckers was fouling. Like
They really were. They really were. Let's be real here.
So I was just like, that's just going back to my reference chopping wood, man. Like one possession at a time. I might have to win a lot of ugly games. I might out of 9 points, I might have to get 3 or 4 free throws. But that's a game of basketball. That's my experience. I'm using everything I can to win.
I think the cool thing about this is that like people don't realize that like you are not like you didn't just do the G League.
Right.
Like you've been playing basketball your entire life. You played overseas. You played pro ball overseas, probably in tougher environments.
For sure.
Like that was my thought process in this whole thing. So once we got to the championship round, and I said this earlier, like it was 2 former G Leaguers, 2 professional basketball players that know. Like, look, you're not just playing one-on-one. You're playing one-on-one with refs.
For sure.
So refs, you know that if you can start getting that foul call, especially when you're winded and tired, it's almost like you said, it's so interesting. It's like UFC, it's like boxing. You're getting into that, that 12th round.
Yeah.
Anytime you can get those breaks, and if you're going to get a foul call, what's going to happen? You're going to call a foul, you get a break. You go to the free throw line.
For sure.
And you were a literal bucket from the free throw line. Like after you sunk like the first 6, I was like, I'm not even gonna trip, man. This is a bucket. I'm like, 4 fouls. He's like, what is it? What was the limit? It was
like 5.
Was it 4 or 5?
Your 5th foul, you shoot free throws.
So once you got the opponent to 5, I was like, man,
over.
these are buckets.
Bucket.
Buckets, baby. So like, walk us into that last championship round. Like what was the mindset going into it? Because like for me and for us, like we were as spectators, we were that's when we got really nervous. Like we were texting right before the final game. We were like,
I was like, man, I'm really anxious. I was like, I hope John wins, man.
we were so nervous. Like we were like, and I said the same thing that I said earlier. I was like, yo, what I feel like I'm in game 7 of the finals right now. Like what I feel like it's like that.
Yeah.
So like kind of like walk us through that and the wherewithal, man, like to just stick with the plan because he had chances to win,
100%.
And then all of a sudden, what? Because George Beeman decides to be a 3-point shooter out of nowhere. I'm like, what the heck, bro?
How crazy is that shit?
I was like,
it's true.
Jeez
I was
Louise.
texting Kenny during the game. I was like, this dude hasn't hit threes all night, and he decides to hit threes on John. I was like, what is happening?
Right.
It was like bizarro world, bro.
So like I said before, I was honestly extremely confident. When I got my first 2 games out the way, I mean, obviously going into the competition, I knew I was going to win. But, like, at this point, going into the championship match, I was like, there's no way I'll fucking get this far to lose. Like,
absolutely
it's just no
not.
fucking
There
way.
you go.
Absolutely not.
Honestly, I had more energy after my second match than I did when I started. Like, very energized. I'm up, moving around, watching the competitors. And to think about it, like, George Beeman's game, his semifinal game, he won, I believe, 3-2 in a 10-minute span of play. 3-2.
I saw that. Yes.
So in my head, I'm
It's like this dude can't score.
This motherfucker can't score.
He cannot score.
Motherfucker cannot
all.
score. And so, like we said, he decides to hit fucking 2.3 threes out of nowhere. So a little bit shocking, but I felt great. And I must admit, like I told you guys off air, I feel like there was a lot of shit going against me, like fucking. So I don't know if you guys seen on the production, Busta Rhymes performs.
Yeah, I saw that.
He did.
First off, shout out to Busta Bust, great performance. He had it really lit in there. So even before my first round of games on the second day, the first 3 games go by, and it's supposed to be okay. I'm the top seed in the second day.
Yeah, you were the last game to play the first round,
right? Because Leaky Roof got knocked off the first day.
That's right. Oh my gosh. When I found out who's the one that beat him, White Chocolate. We saw that live too, and we were like, no way.
Right.
No. Oh, no way. And then my first thing I thought of, I was like, oh God, please don't let this be a premonition of the future. I was like, John Jordan cannot. My boy cannot get knocked out. Not by no White Chocolate. Come on,
White Chocolate.
Not by that dude.
Yeah, but like I said, so the first 3 games on the second day goes by. The production staff, I'm on the sideline getting warmed up. I'm the last game. I'm the premier game. And the production team comes to me and is like, John, we have an issue. So I'm like, oh shit, like what's about to go down? So they're like, we have to delay your game. Busta Rhymes is fucking pissed right now. I'm just like, wait, what? Like, what the fuck? What that got to do with me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about this, but this is the summit. So I'll,
we get some inside sources. Inside sources.
So apparently Buster's his contract, it states he had to be done by a certain time.
Yes.
And you know what I mean?
I respect that, yeah.
I totally respect it. And so obviously this is a live event, and so we go past the time. So he's like, yo, I'm about to leave. Like, deal's off. I'm not about to perform because I'm already supposed to be, you know what I mean? It's like 9:30. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. It was late.
Pushing 10 at this point. He's like, yo, I'm supposed to be done. I have other gigs. So like, we have to slide Busta Rhymes in before you. Mm-hmm. So now they slide Busta Rhymes in. And so now I'm like, I'm already warmed up and ready to go. And now I gotta I'm stalled for like another 25 minutes. You know what I mean?
I remember as I was sitting there and I was like, why isn't John playing right now?
Right.
I was so
it took a minute. We were so confused because we didn't know what was happening because we were just like, all right, game. So I leave for a little bit, come back. Yo, why is it? Why? Like, cool, this is great. Busta's performing, but like, where's John at?
Yeah. But people don't know that. People don't know that's a little insider story, like why it took me so long to get on the court. That was my first game. But also, I will say, because he performed right in front of me, it built up my first game. Like, it made it like
a legit main event.
That's legit main event. So it was kind of like a gift in the curse. So like, by the time it was time for me to play, it was Busta Rhymes, then it was John Jordan. So it was low key lit.
My dude got that co-main event, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Busta was like like you said, the co-main event, the guest, the guest star. But going back to the championship game, man, I was confident, man. Like, George Beamon had just won 3-2 against a guy that really couldn't shoot in 10 minutes. So I was just like, man, this motherfucker can't score. I didn't think it was going to be a cakewalk, but I thought I was going to win. I didn't think I was going to have to do what I had to do to win.
We shouldn't have hit. First of all, all respect to you, George Beamon, but you should not be knocking down 3 threes. Like, I'll be real. Like,
that
no
was not
way.
On the scouting report at all.
Not at all. It's like, that's the whole time. It's like, yo, man, the dude you're fighting against, he doesn't have a right hook. And all of a sudden, he pulls a right hook. Man, it's like, dude, come on now.
It was intense. Like, it was like legit like a boxing match. He's like pulling shit out the bag.
For sure.
It's like because if you watch the second game that he had, he was short on his threes. Yeah. He looked really short. But I guess maybe the extra rest for his legs helped him out a bit, And it was crazy because I was like, okay, how is John going to do if he posts him up? And he didn't post you up as much as I anticipated. Right. That's the thing. Like, he was pulling up for 3, and I was like, what in the world is happening? Yeah. Like, low key, like, I was getting nervous. I was like, man, I'm getting nervous, bro. And I was just like, as long as you could just get to the basket, whether you were fouled or not, you're gonna get it. Right. I was like, I wasn't worried
because I wasn't making no threes at all,
bro. No, but those are legs, dude. No, those are legs. I can account that to your legs too because I even saw that the way your shot was coming off your hand, and the way that I noticed that your lift that you had earlier the night before, it just wasn't there. Right. So that's why I was like, oh man, these are not gonna be easy ones, easy shots here. So I knew it was gonna be tough. But what stood out to me was the last possessions in regulation when you missed a free throw. You had every inclination that you could have lost this game. Like 100%. It was, like it was 100%. Supposed to. Like it seemed like that was the way it was going to go down. Mm-hmm. But then here comes George Beamon. On the other hand, he can't sink 2 straight free throws.
That shit crazy. That shit crazy. I mean, but this is like your basic championship story. Like literally, I can't make this up. Like you guys said, like there was every inclination I was going to lose. I'm down 8-7 going to 9 with literally 8 seconds left. Yep. I'm out of time.
No way.
He's in a bonus. Yeah, I got a foul. He makes the second free throw. This is it. I'm not sitting here today.
No. Well, but I'll be real though. Like even when he made the first, and then it was so weird. Like I had this calm where I was like, he ain't gonna make the second. I don't know why. Did you feel that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, if I don't know if they showed on production, but like I'm literally walking around and like as he's shooting his second free throw, I'm like watching, but really not watching. But I'm really thinking of my game plan ahead of time because I'm like, he's not finna make this. Like I knew this was like my destiny. Like I knew I just knew in my heart. and in my soul, like I knew I didn't look scared, I didn't feel scared, but I just knew he wasn't gonna make the second one. I just knew it. I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? Intuition, man. I just knew it. And he was front rim short, and fast forward a little bit, I got the ball, I got to my spot. I knew he was gonna follow me because he was gonna be thirsty.
Yep, you already know.
He's gonna be thirsty. And I got like one thing about me, like off the dribble, and I'm trying to get to my spot. I get really good lift on my jumper.
Yes.
And they hadn't been calling fouls on my 3-point shot all game. And then the anticipation in the moment was so big, and this is where experience comes in. Like, and I know this, when it's a big moment and the game's on the line, refs get tight as well.
It's true.
Not only players get tight, refs get really, really tight.
There
because,
you go.
You know what I mean? So I definitely put the pressure on the refs. Like, you know what I mean? I'm going to get to my spot. I'm going to elevate. And I knew he was going to foul me because, I mean, I'm jumping 40 inches off the ground. And it's hard to contest that, no matter how tall you are.
Facts, absolutely.
And, he fouled me, and then I finally made a fucking free throw.
Hey, come on. Let's give John credit. You only missed one.
Right.
You missed one.
Yeah, you only missed
Makes
one,
it
bro.
sound like he missed like 8 in a row prior. Like, bro, it must have felt like, I guess, because the way that you were literally on fire. Like, I don't have the stat line on top of me right now, but like, it must have been like what, 11 straight?
Yeah,
12 straight,
like that.
something like that. You were in
Something
double
along those
digits.
lines.
Yeah,
easily.
yeah,
sure.
So like even the shouts to the two commentators, by the way, they did a great job. I don't have their names off the top of my head, but I know they did a great job. The two women, but they were confident.
Yeah.
But then at that moment, this is me just being a complete sports head, where I'm like, oh my god, you just jinxed my boy. They were like,
No, dude, it's true.
One of the ladies, one of the ladies was like,
it.
this is a bucket, and I'm like, oh my god.
And you missed one. I was like,
Because
oh,
I
why you
know
gotta talk?
I know sports. I know basketball.
Yeah.
I've seen this.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you guys see it all the time. The moment a commentator says something at the free throw line, it just like goes completely opposite. So like, I'm not surprised that it went like that. And like I said, man, I had been making free throws all the way up into that point, and just to like, when I clanked it, I was like, oh shit, here we go. Like, you know what I mean? It just felt like another hurdle I had to climb. But like I said from the jump, man, I just knew I was gonna win. I just knew this was just going to be part of the story, and this is going to be part of the climatic finish.
Absolutely.
I had to go through this hoop to get to
Yep.
to get to the mountaintop. So
Yeah,
it is what it is.
let's jump now to that overtime. So you get the game time, but bucket. It's 8-8. We get into OT, 1-2, right?
Correct.
It was a 1-2. And then George Beeman, he gets a shot off, so it's 1-0.
Yeah.
Right? It's 1-0. And I saw what you were going for. You were trying to try at least get at least see if you could get a tie, but like obviously you shot a couple threes to see if you could just get the win right away. It's like, and I would, hey man, and you're same. I do this exact same thing.
Yeah.
But kind of like walk us through that. Like once you got into OT, what was the game plan? Like was it to get a 2, get a quick 2, end it as quick as possible? What was the game plan?
Absolutely. I mean, shoot, like because at this point it's like midnight, and like people don't realize that like this is a late event.
True.
This is 2 a.m. for me in Houston time.
Well, we were watching.
And I've played 3 straight games, and people don't realize this as well. Because he played first, he got opportunity to rest a little bit.
You did not. That's
I didn't
right.
get no
You
opportunity.
played the
It's
game.
like immediate, like maybe like 5 minutes after you finished the second
Yeah,
game.
5 or 10. That's
For
right.
sure, for
That's
sure.
right.
And I was, and you guys will see this as well. I was definitely stalling in the locker room. Like Sammy was telling me, she kept telling me, John, 2 minutes. You only got 2 minutes. Do what you gotta do. Get back. I was like, well, I gotta use the bathroom. She was like, John, you got 2 minutes. I was like, I need a Gatorade. So I'm in the back, literally stalling.
My guy, gamesmanship to a T.
Gamesmanship.
You love to see it.
Yeah, hell
my
yeah.
guy took advantage of as much time as he possibly could.
Absolutely, because I can't lie, I was gassed. Like you know what I mean. I wasn't like winded, like from a lung standpoint, but I was like muscular, tired, like gassed, and like it's late, and I'm like, phew, I gotta, you know what I mean, I gotta suck it up. And like I mean, going back to the question, man, like I'm thinking it's overtime, 1-2. I'm tired. He's 6'3". Got this guy hounding me. And I'm in a really vulnerable position, like when the overtime started, because like you give up a 2, it's over. So now I have to really press up. I gotta really press up, and like obviously it's common sense. You press up, you're vulnerable to a layup, and so like I knew I was gonna be like I would rather him score 2 layups than get a 2 at any point.
Yeah,
like, he gonna have to go through me to get 2 layups. And he got his first layup, and I think what was it, a couple possessions went by between us.
Yes,
and I'm hunting 2s. That's my game plan.
Exactly. And he he shot like a logo. At one point, he had attempted to shoot a logo 3 in overtime, and I was like, bro, man, come on, like, don't not against John, like, come on,
Bro,
be smarter than that.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad.
So the reason why I thought you were just destined to win, obviously, it was the way that these, this is all part of the story. This is all part of the book, right? You have all these chapters. This is the latest chapter here. I thought you were going to win just based on 2 things: your ability to draw the foul call and your ability to beat players off the dribble and to consistently hit a 3. Gosh, man, like, walk us through that final possession. George Beeman, let's set the people up. George Beeman has the ball. 1-0.
Yep.
1-0.
All it takes is a floater, a drive to the bucket, a mid-range jumper, a step back 2. He could have done any of that.
Yeah.
And he had put a shot up, gets off the backboard. Gets off the backboard, then it clanks off the front of the rim and then comes out. John, what in the world were you thinking once that happened?
Man, I mean, and this just goes back to game plan and execution. I tell, like, the people that were with me in training and preparing me, and I must say, shout out to Garland Green, shout out to Gerald Green, shout out to Terran Petaway. And I'm not supposed to say this because he's a $100 million guy, but shout out to Mike Evans, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh,
Hey, he's H-Town.
Yeah, man.
H-Town,
Mike
yeah,
Evans,
H-Town,
man.
baby.
We saw him at Rockets game. We actually said what's up to him, and he was like, "Oh, what's up, boys?" Like,
So-
man, what a nice guy.
Nice.
Folks, man,
nice.
please don't be mad at Mike Evans, man. Please don't be mad. But he was definitely a sparring partner for me. But I was telling those guys, man, if you're 6'4", if you're just tall in any aspect and you're going against somebody small as like my size,
Yeah.
it is extremely tough to make one of these hook shots, push shots, whatever you want to call it, from 10 to 12 feet out.
Absolutely.
And that was my game plan. And those guys attested that. I was telling those guys all the time, if I go against a guy that's 6'3", 6'4", whatever, I'm gonna give him a little ground. But when it gets to that 12-foot, 10-foot mark, I start walling up, and I get what I call, I'm going to get under your rib cage, which really means I'm going to press up under you. And now you got to take like a tough shot. If guys can make this shot consistently from 10, 12 feet out, I'm going to line up and shake your hand. So that was part of my game plan. And as you guys see, he was right around that mark, and I got right up under him just enough. And he just shot, like, I don't even know what it was, a hook or a push.
Yeah, it was like a push hook shot.
Yeah,
a driving hook.
That was one of my strategies to make those taller guys, take those type of shots. And another strategy, and it's something I worked on with my trainer, Akeem Williams. Shout out Akeem Williams, was as soon as the shot goes up, we rebound it and we're sprinting to the opposite, either 45 or either corner. That was one of my game plans, because now you have to close out full speed.
Yes.
And now it's like money time. Like now,
because he ran, because I could see he looked. I had never, like, it's so funny. Like, if you know what, I pulled it up. I want to see if I can find it.
Yeah,
I want to
pull
pull
it
up the clip. Let's pull up the clip. I just want to see the one clip here. Let's see, championship day. Let's get it. All right, so we pulled up footage, and I know once this is all done and recorded, Garrett and the special producers at Apollo Houston, they're going to have the clip literally side by side with us. But so we got to see what's happening over here. So
look at us.
Bro, my dude's like, I'm going to take as much time on the floor as much as I possibly
so like
can. These
yeah,
dudes,
no,
man.
seriously, like every time. So like, and I noticed this too. I was like, anytime you hit the deck, I was like, John, stay down for a minute, bro.
Milk it,
Stay,
milk
you
it.
know what I mean? Like,
Milk it.
it's that boxing match of like, wait till, take the full advantage of the 10 count. Like,
For
wait till
sure.
8 and then get up. I was like, bro, don't even sweat it, bro.
And most
Just
people,
wait.
I'm glad you said that, because most people think when you get knocked down, you should get up immediately. And it's probably the total opposite. It's like, utilize every fucking second that you got.
Yep.
Get your shit together.
Absolutely.
And then get as much time, because that's extra 10 seconds. You need every second.
Yeah, it's true.
That
It's
shit is
true,
important.
man.
And so,
That's
like,
the same as like in boxing.
Absolutely.
It's like just milk the count.
and as you guys can see, every time we hit the deck, we're both just gassed, and it's a lot of falling.
Oh,
going
that's
on.
his bucket. Okay, that's
his bucket
the
right there.
lone bucket.
Yeah.
So if you're following with us, we have it literally side by side on YouTube right now. The OBL final, him against George Beeman right here in OT. So walk us through this moment, man. So what's your thought process right now? Like, what are you thinking?
Right now, I'm thinking, man, it's money time. Let's see what's going on. I think George got the ball right now. He's up. Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so he's up 1-0. I need to fucking stop. I'm like, let's add this thing deep. Like, you know what I mean? I need to fucking stop bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? But shit, this is what champions.
It's this championship
yeah,
time,
exactly.
you know.
On, you know what I mean? Like right now, I'm pressing up. You know, my strategy. My hand is up. Deter the three. Right there, right there.
There
And that's
you go. There you go.
That's right. Boom.
That
You
was-
didn't even
that-
touch rim,
I know,
bro.
bro.
Come on.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. My boy's back there. Wait, no.
See it again.
I want to run that whole playback. Hang on.
Because I want to. Is there any way you can slow it down, like and go frame by frame? Or-
I could try, absolutely.
Yeah. So this is his first bucket. You know what I mean? Obviously, like I said before, I'm vulnerable. I got to press up. I'm not losing by 2. There's no way. If it was the first 2, I'm not. You got to go through me twice.
Facts. Absolutely.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's no way you give up.
You were good with giving him the first bucket.
I'm
And I
super
noticed
good with
that. And I noticed
Yeah.
that. I was like, you'll give that first one
I
up.
promise I would.
You're that confident in your 3-point shot.
Yeah.
And I love it because you knew
sure.
you were going for the kill no matter what, and you were going to get it.
Absolutely.
You were.
There was
hunting it.
no way you were going to miss it. No way.
Absolutely. And like this is like, and I referenced this on a post game. Like this is your basic when you're a kid and you're in the backyard and it's like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is
There you
shot
go, it's true.
You work on as a kid, like the motherfucking game winning shot, the jugular. And like right here, like I said before, that 10 to 12, you can stop it right there. That 10 to 12 in between range, it's tough. It's a tough shot for
It's a
taller
tough
guys
shot.
to make.
Facts.
You got somebody as small as me up under your rib cage, and you got to shoot that motherfucker like this. It's a tough shot to make, and that's just a part of that was my game plan going.
Yeah.
I did that to Garland, I did it to Gerald, I did it to Mike Evans, I did it to Terrence Petaway, I did it to all of them. And they all missed the same way because like you're like you gotta like really push. You can't really shoot a jumper or it's not really a jumper or a floater or a runner. It's like a push shot. And
Yes.
This is game 4. This is game. You don't got that.
It's
in you.
true.
Yeah, got
Because,
that.
I mean,
in you.
Not
I
at
love
this
it.
point.
You're already immediately in the box out stance. If you see it, this dude's already just like, nope, you're not getting past me.
You're not
I'm
getting-
getting this.
You
ball no
literally
matter
had him boxed
what.
out already.
Yeah.
And my thought process here is like, first of all, even if he was to hit that, what a weak way to win. I'm sorry. That's like
weak way to win.
That's such a weak way to win.
Super weak way to win.
I'm like, come on now, man. At
It's
least
the basketball guys. You gotta win this shit dramatically.
yeah, man. Win properly, my guy.
already
If you're gonna dunk, you better dunk on John Jordan
You
to get
better
this
go do
dub
some sick shit. Ain't no
Yeah,
way
yeah,
we finna
yeah.
get 250,000 off of this.
on a
Hell
freaking
nah.
floater. So okay, so I'm gonna hit play here.
Yep.
We'll stop Matt Fudge right here. So
Yeah.
you get the ball, and like I said, I know this initially in the broadcast live.
Yeah.
I was like, this dude's gonna foul, and I already knew the way
So
he
was
ran.
running
Yeah.
full
He's
speed.
gonna, and your 3 was an and 1. So they called the foul. They had called the foul, right? Oh my goodness.
1,000%. But like I said before, I'm going for the kill. I'm not trying to trade buckets, go 1 for 1. I'm going for the kill every chance I get. I if I remember correctly, I missed like 2-3 threes in the last 4 minutes, including overtime. Like I'm going for the kill every single time I worked on that shot. I worked on my jumper. I believe in my shit.
Yeah.
No matter how many times I miss, I'm gonna just keep shooting. And like I said, and going back to my execution,
Yeah.
this is like game plan, strategy, preparation. When you mix all those in one, that's where greatness lies. And when all those are working on the same frequency, that fucking greatness happens. And,
There you go.
and that
Facts.
shit
There you
was
go.
working.
Facts.
I got my shot. I got the stop I wanted. I got him to take the shot he wanted. I follow my game plan. Shout out to King Williams. Follow my game plan. We're going to sprint either to 2 spots. We're going to sprint to the corner or we're going to sprint to the 45, which is where like the corner and the top of the key, that little hook meets. In pro sports, it's called the nipple. I don't know why they call it.
I mean, I know it's called the nipple. I wasn't gonna say it.
Yeah, they call it the nipple. But like I said, it's just where everything combines in a one. Is where greatness happens. Got the shot. Got the outlet. Sprinted. He's dead tired. There's no way he can close out, contest the shot, and keep me in front. There's no fucking way.
So yeah, so I'm watching when I'm seeing this. Like I said, the weakest way to win. No way you're winning on no baby hook.
Yee.
So this is insane to me.
That was insanity, bro.
How quick was that? Like when you shot that, did you know that was in?
Yeah, I
Did
knew.
you feel like you know your jump shot? You trust your jump shot?
Absolutely.
You knew that was gonna fall.
And for me, it was more of a defining moment of like I said, preparation, timing, opportunity, all these things mixed into one. This is like a glory type moment.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
every
Everything that
champion-
you worked for, it was all in sync.
For sure.
And it all happened as it was supposed to.
Every champion
Yeah.
has a glory moment. You got to do
Facts.
some heroic
Absolutely.
shit to get to the fucking mountaintop, and this was it. And I knew it was gonna come, and you guys will see it in the Showtime OBL doc. I reference it in the backstage. I'm like, yo, I'm not hitting shots right now. I'm not hitting shots. I haven't been hitting shots all day, but I'm gonna have to hit some big shots late, or I'm gonna have to hit a big shot for me to win this shit. And you guys will see. I hope I'm sure they added in. I said that verbatim, and I knew it was gonna come down to that. And you know, I mean, as you guys can see, like, this is it right here. And
Man,
it's fucking,
bro.
To be a
Super
champion,
hype, bro.
you got to do some heroic
Yeah.
shit. You know what I mean?
John, dude, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I felt emotional.
Man,
I
look at
felt
me.
emotional. No, I felt it for you. Like
Yeah.
I was like, man, like what a way. I'm telling you, man. And you can't write a better book for yourself. You also can't write a better book for the OBL.
Right.
What
Absolutely.
a way
Right.
to finish their inaugural championship round.
Man.
Mike, like T-Mac must have like been like he must have been so like
sure.
excited.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like everyone, like you could tell Paul Pierce was nervous as hell.
hell
Like
yeah.
that is insane.
Bro.
Like everybody was just like, okay, like anybody that had ever doubted OBL,
Yeah.
just watch. Look, guys, just go to day 2, go to the championship final, just watch it. It's literally almost like, you know, we hold the championship WWE belt, like WWE storyline. Like
Yeah.
it almost felt like it was written via a storyline.
For sure.
That's insane.
I mean, backing up a sec, like I think I can think of the thing that comes to mind is every big shot or every big moment in any championship history. You go back to MJ, his game 6 shot against the Utah Jazz. You go
Yep.
you go back to LeBron. That shit in basketball, you got to get the stop first. MJ's stop, his steal on
The steal on Karl Malone.
on Karl Malone.
Yep,
Facts.
before the shot.
LeBron James, when they come back, his block shot, you know what I mean?
Game 6.
On Andre Iguodala.
Game 7. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah,
Game 7, yeah.
Yeah.
It starts with the stop first. So, and this is just another example. In basketball, in the sport of basketball, you're not going to get game winners until you get that damn stop. And this is just what it was. And like I said, it was a heroic moment. For me, it was a defining moment. Not only, obviously, for the OBL, but really for myself. And it really more or less felt like it was a game of me versus me. That's why you see me, I'm emotional. I'm like, you know what I mean? Because I reference this also. It's not really even about the money. Obviously, $250,000 is good. This is about
of course.
self-respect,
Facts.
Yep.
dignity,
Absolutely.
pride. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's one-on-one. It's my fucking name, my number on a line. You
Yep,
know what I mean?
it's true,
And,
it's true.
and that to me weighs more, and it weighed more than the actual winning of the money at the time.
Yeah, I love the idea that it's so much like boxing and UFC. It really is one-on-one. Like it's not 5-on-5. You can't blame you can't blame teammate number 2 for not passing you the ball,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
teammate number 2 for not getting the layup when you pass it to them. Like you're right. It is your number. It is your name. It is your pride.
Yeah.
That is online. Of course, the $250K, nice little side bonus.
Of course.
But you're right. It is really just about pride in yourself and the craft that you've cultivated since you picked up a damn basketball,
Yeah.
which could be when you were a toddler. You know what I mean?
real.
Like, so this is the ultimate gratification. It's the
Yeah.
ultimate, what's that called? The ultimate check mark
Yeah.
in your career, in your life.
For sure.
And, you know, like, this was insane, man. And,
Yeah,
and like I
yeah.
said, so when you had finally won it, like I said, we're watching it right now. T-Mac giving his speech, letting him know how proud he is of the OBL, how proud he is of you.
Yeah.
Now you can let us know on air.
Yeah.
Was T-Mac rooting for you, low-key?
Man.
I low key think he was, but I'm. You know what?
No. I'm just messing.
I will say, even if he was, I'm glad it wasn't a cakewalk. I'm glad I had to go through loops,
Absolutely.
hurdles to get to the mountaintop,
Absolutely.
and I think it made him a little bit more like proud. And for me, this was about not only making myself look good, my family winning, but it's really about making the OBL and T-Mac look good.
There you go. It's true. It's true. Because I mean,
There's more on the line,
It
yeah.
started from what you when you were in Romania. Was it
Yeah, hell
Romania?
yeah.
Texting you after your last game, like, "Yo, come back to Houston."
Hell
You're like,
yeah.
All right, I'm coming.
In
to
May,
there,
right?
bro.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That-
First week of May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insanity.
Like
That's
literally, I left
crazy.
money on the table in Romania. Like I was texting my GM, and I don't mean to blast my GM at the time, but they gave me a hard time getting out of my deal, and I vividly remember I was literally on the verge of buying my own flight home
Wow.
to get to the OBL. I
Yeah.
made the last flight from Bucharest, Romania to Houston. If we were delayed 1 minute, I wouldn't. None of this would be possible. None of this would be.
That's crazy.
None of this
man.
would happen if I was delayed 1 minute. I made the last flight to Houston. I got into
Yeah.
Houston like midnight the night before the Houston.
Yeah,
competition.
because even in the doc, bro, you were like, "I just got here."
Yeah, you were like, I literally
Yeah,
just
man.
flew in.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
It was meant to be.
It's destiny, bro.
1000%
Legit
destiny,
This
man.
was all meant for you. Like this league, you can even say like the fact that T-Mac hit you up individually and got you there.
Yeah.
It can almost be. It's so poetic.
Yeah.
In that sense, like
Hell
you
yeah.
started from outside the country.
Yeah.
You got there barely 8 hours before the first
Yeah, yeah.
competition. And dude, man, the poetry in all of that is amazing.
It's the
to me.
H-Town one that
That's
does
a
it for me.
story, bro.
No, I gotta throw that.
You already
H up, man. I
know,
did
bro.
this, man. There were so many reasons for me to do this. Like I said, I could echo it, and I keep saying it. The money is good, whoopty whoop. That's cool. It's so much bigger than the money. It's respect, number one, for myself, from the competitors, from everybody that's watching. Respect, pride, dignity, all those things for Houston. You know what I mean? These guys were like, these East Coast guys, they was talking big shit.
Oh,
I
I'm
can
sure.
only
Oh,
imagine,
my
bro.
gosh.
Everyone from the East Coast.
Anyone from the East
They
Coast.
don't play, man.
And I'm not trying to put Paul Pierce on spot or on blast, but I just kind of had a feeling he wasn't going for me. He was rooting for those East Coast guys.
Hey, it's okay. That's fair.
I
Hey,
got
just,
my boys doing push-ups on the sideline.
hey. That's why I said T-Mac's from the H, bro. That's why I'm saying. Maybe T-Mac.
Yeah.
It's rooting for you, but yeah, absolutely.
Even if he was going for me, I'm not saying he was or he wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm glad if he was. It was a tough fight, you know, because if he was going for me and I won by a landslide, it would have been. People might have been like, "Well, T-Mac was going for you anyway. You had an advantage." I don't want nobody to think I had any advantage.
Absolutely
Like,
not.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely not.
So I'm glad it went the way it did. Like I had to fight for this shit. And,
Absolutely.
And we're here now.
Yeah, and George Beeman was no pushover whatsoever.
Shout out to George Beeman, y'all.
Yeah.
Man. Like, let me go on air and say this: the utmost respect for George Beeman. Like I've seen in this competition, I'm not gonna say any names. I've seen guys that lost and went out in a not I don't even know what to say, but not in a not so good way. Like
Yeah, not in a blaze of glory.
in a blaze of glory. George Beeman was the ultimate competitor.
He was the ultimate foil for you.
Like for real. Like if I didn't win it, I would rather obviously somebody from Houston or George Beeman to win it. So George, man, if you ever see this, much respect and shout out to you because like you went out like a true general. You know, all glory to God. He says it plenty of times. Very God fearing. For crying out loud, like when we got to the locker room, his mom said some quick. I remember. I don't want to say. I don't know what she said specifically verbatim, but she said some quick words to me over FaceTime, and like that shit meant a lot to me. Like you know, because it just showed me what him and his family was all about.
Yeah, exactly.
Very gracious in defeat, and like I said, man, if I didn't win it, I would want him to win it because he's ultimate competitor. Much respect to him. He's a really good player and. You know what I mean? But it's nothing like the city of Houston.
Hell no, you already know, man.
And put
it's
and,
H-Town.
yeah, exactly.
You already
And put
know, bro.
respect in professional players' names, man. Like I
Absolutely.
said, I said this early in the episode, like I'm not hating on YouTube hoopers, but like at the same time, like
It's
this
just
is
different over
real shit.
This is different over here.
Yeah, this is a different animal. Like I liked how you said, like, you know, the cameras, the lights are on, you know, your asses get pretty tight. You know what I mean? Like asses
yeah.
can get pretty tight.
Quoting
in this
Mario
moment.
Ellie over here.
Yeah, so
You
asses
already
can
know.
get pretty tight, but not our champ here. So John, you're the winner of the first OBL. No one can ever like quoting George Springer from the 2017 Houston Astros. No one can ever take that away from you.
Right.
You will always be the first
Right.
of many champions and a long lineage that's going to be ahead. I'm telling you here first, OBL, long line ahead. This is a great great league. Y'all need to be sure to follow them. They're doing big time stuff, but you're always going to be the first. You're always going to be that one that brought the crown to Houston. So you're a 250K winner. What's next in John Jordan's storybook right here? It's not the end. It's just another chapter.
Yeah,
The next chapter is really the beginning, man. I always looked at myself as I was either am now going to be a prominent businessman, like, you know what I mean. Through the sport of basketball, I'm going to use basketball as a tool to get me to where I want to go ultimately in life.
There you go.
So now this is just an avenue, a resource, and like the starting point. It's so weird because like I turned 30 in October. It literally feels like life for me is just starting. Like shit's so fucking crazy. Like it feels like
I love it.
You know what I mean? It feels like this shit is just starting. So obviously, I got like a lot of good business savvy ideas. I know they're gonna work. Right now, I'm working on like the background stuff, like the legalization of certain things. You know, my business name, all that good stuff. And
like that.
I can't really say what I got in the works, but trust me, you guys, stay tuned, stay locked in. Check out my Instagram. I'll be keeping updates with certain dates and certain timelines, certain drops. I got some good shit brewing up, not only with the OBL. But you know, with myself, I plan on helping. I got like a couple of guys that I grew up with, and you know, and for me, this is like ultimate. I wanted to the only thing I wanted to do with the money, obviously, was to enhance myself. But I really want to use the money to help people and invest in people's dreams. And you know, obviously, I'm not saying, oh, I'm gonna give you guys 30,000. You go do what you want, like. But I want my guys to come to me with a game plan. I know their stories. I know what they like to do. Come to me with a game plan. We can sit down and I can help you manifest as best as I can. And you know what I mean?
There you
just
go,
like
bro.
T-Mac said, this is a platform for guys like me and the rest of the competitors to do their thing. And now it's time for me to use, you know, my platform, my resources to help others, man. You gotta, in order to get a blessing, you gotta be a blessing for sure.
There you go.
See, the fact that there was no better person to honestly give that money to, like straight up, like you like you said this from beginning episode. The first thing that you did wasn't even for yourself,
Right?
You know, now you have the platform, and you're not even just using the platform for yourself.
Yeah.
You're using it to elevate, you know, the people that have supported you in your life.
Yeah.
So you know, shout outs to John Jordan once again. John, I gotta give another toast to my boy. One more toast.
Wait, hold on. I cleared my cup, man.
Oh, you cleaned your cup. You gotta pour it
it's
out. You gotta
it's a
pour it out.
celebration.
And
Come
the
on,
producer,
G-Man.
get the
Come
producer.
on, baby.
too.
Hey, yo.
Hey, come on, Dex.
Come on, Dex.
Oh, come on.
Okay, yeah.
We had another one of our Apollo.
We got a little bit
One
more,
of our Apollo homies over here.
We got a
So,
little bit more left.
Let's go.
For the champ.
all right,
Toast.
shout
All
outs.
right, boys.
Cheers to the champ.
Let's
Toast.
go. Good old Texas toast. Is
There you go,
Bring that, what was
boys.
that white claw? Bring that white claw.
I love it. I love it.
Cheers, man.
Shout out to OBL Hoops, man. Shout out, man, Tracy McGrady, Lyle Bowen, Rashad Floyd, man. Sammy, I don't even know how to pronounce Sammy's last name, but she's Miss Samantha. She knows who she is. She was like our player liaison. She was like our everyday person. None of this is possible without her. She grinded, worked. Shout out to Jay Slade, Baby V. Man, there's so many people to shout out and to really, you know, that really made this possible, man. This OBO shit was like a event. Like I've played in a lot of leagues in the world, but there's nothing like the OBO. I'll tell anybody that now. Like this shit is a different level, and it's only going to continue to get better. It's going to be stiff. I had to win this one because next year, oh my God.
It's
We
gonna
talked
pop
about
off
this.
next year. You
We
already
talked
know.
about this
It's
off the
gonna
air
pop
too. We have. So let me roll out the red carpet for you right now, John Jordan. Give them your plugs. Let them know where they can find you on Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that.
Follow me on Twitter. Stay locked in. John Jordan B-Ball. I'm active on Snapchat. John Jordan B-Ball as well. Follow me on Instagram. John.Jordan. I'm pretty much active on all social media platforms. You guys can type in John Jordan on Facebook. I'm usually not on Facebook, but I'll get on there from time to time, man. Just you guys stay locked in, stay tapped in, man. Follow me on all socials. I'll have everything you need. One thing I will tell you, I'm gonna have some fresh merch.
Hey, I like that.
You already
me and
know,
my
bro.
boy, one of my projects is me and my boy. We're gonna come up with some one-of-one design kind of merch, some shirts. We're gonna get that out on the streets. I will tell y'all, I am making a vertical jump program. The number
Yes, you mentioned it. You mentioned it. Yes.
Yeah.
It's coming to fruition, right?
Yeah, the number one question I've gotten in my career was in my DMs is, John, how the hell can I jump higher? You know what? It's finally coming. I have that answer for you guys. Stay locked in. Stay tapped in. I'll have some important dates dropping. I'm gonna finally make a vertical jump program, and it's not only gonna be like allowing people or to help people increase their vertical jump, but it's gonna teach and demonstrate the correct ways to train. So it's gonna be like a vertical jump program / training program.
There you go.
We're gonna offer a at home program without weights, body weight stuff, some of the exclusive stuff me and my trainer use and do, and we're gonna offer like at the weight room certain weights, and like I said, it's gonna demonstrate the proper way to increase your vertical jump and just overall athletic performance.
Mm-hmm.
I love it, man. I love it.
Stay locked in. Hear it. Stay tapped in.
There you go.
The name. I'll wait till y'all see the name. It's gonna be insane.
I'm so sorry.
Say that.
No. You can't tell. He's gonna tell us off here. Not on air. Sorry, guys. You're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to wait. But one last question before we go here. Mm-hmm. You're the H Towns champ.
Absolutely.
Are we defending it?
Man, stay locked in. Stay locked in.
We about to hear some.
Stay locked in.
We about to hear some.
That's why you guys got to stay locked in.
Absolutely.
Socials.
There
Follow
you
me
go.
on all of my
There you
socials,
go.
and
Love
you
it.
just gotta wait and see.
Yeah.
Facts. And follow OBL as well. Follow Tracy McGrady. Follow the OBL Hoops.
Absolutely.
On Twitter and Instagram. They always drop great content there as well.
Absolutely.
So stay tapped in. Stay tuned. John Jordan, H-Town's champion. Now, the inaugural first ever OBL champion of the world.
Let's go.
John Jordan. Back at the summit. All right, Apollo, we are out. Take care.